Hello everyone and welcome back guys to a brand new video where today we're here back with yet another last question mark challenge. Of course this weekend the Hungarian Grand Prix back in Magyar Nagadic, of course that means we're back with yet another Grand Prix challenge. Yes, of course this weekend, I think everyone's probably going to do it, but we had to get on. Sebastian Vettel, of course, announcing his retirement from Formula 1 at the end of the year. They must admit, quite gutted to see the four-time world champion finally deciding to call it a day. Not particularly surprised, I'll be honest, but still, disappointing always, isn't it, when, one of the fan favourites decides to leave Formula 1. Having a look, though, at our grid today, Max Verstappen lining up on the pole ahead of Lewis Hamilton there. You can see, the top two from last year's World Championship, top two on the grid. Charles Leclerc, Sergio Perez, Carlos Sainz and George Russell round out the top six there, with Fernando Alonso not far away. Lando Norris, Valtteri Bottas and Esteban Ocon rounding out the top 10 there ahead of Daniel Ricciardo and Pierre Gasly. Haas lock out the 7th row there, Magnussen ahead of Mick, and then Yuki Tsunoda, Zhou Guanyu, Lance Stroll, Alex Albon, Nicolas Latifi, and then us driving the Sebastian Vettel, starting at the rear of the field today. If you're going to enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like and get yourself subscribed, but let's head down trackside then. But first, a word from our sponsor. This channel is proudly sponsored by Bybit, the official crypto partner of Red Bull's Formula 1 team. I've been using their platform for my personal crypto savings over the last few months, and when they got in touch to support the channel, I was super excited. Currently, they're offering you guys a special new promo for the first 100 of you to deposit $10 or more onto the platform. You'll get another $10 free. Also, 5 lucky winners will get their initial deposit doubled up to $1,000. That means if you deposited $1,000 onto the platform using my codes below, you could be within a chance to get another $1,000 completely free. We've seen the landscape around crypto drastically change over the last couple of years, and I genuinely believe it holds an important place in our future. However, please be careful as always when trading, as you are liable to lose money. But if you're interested and you're 18 or older, click the link down below to get started and see why Red Bull and myself, as well as thousands of others, trust Bybit as their crypto. Right, here we are then, at trackside for the Hungarian Grand Prix. The last race, of course, before the summer break, and let's be fair, I know full well everyone else is going to be doing last question marks as Sebastian Vettel today, but I certainly couldn't go against it. Ready this weekend at the Hungarian Grand Prix. Of course, Seb's such an icon of the sport. I know I've put out a couple of tweets about this already, but for me, Seb leaving as well now means that 2 of the 4 sort of mainstays of my childhood are now leaving Formula 1. Of course, Kimi's gone, Seb's going, Hamilton and Fernando are going to be going quite soon as well, and those, really the only 4 drivers I've got left from when I got back into Formula 1. Back in the late 2000s. So fingers crossed today we can try and give Seb a good race out here at the Hungaroring. As always in these challenges, I'm going to try and swap the strategy around just so we're going to be a bit quicker towards the end of the afternoon. We'll try and pit around, lap 11, lap 12 here. But ready on the grid then for the Hungarian Grand Prix. Of course, as always, we have got the formation lap to navigate our way around. First of all, Max Verstappen on the pole. But maybe, just maybe, we can try and get some points today. I mean, this is, I think, the second time I've driven the Aston Martin on F1 22. I feel like I did one video in it on the pre-release version of the game. But I must admit, something I've noticed is just how long the front of the car seems to feel. It feels like you've got about another mile of car in front of the T-cam position on the Aston Martin. Perhaps it's just me. It hasn't been that long since I last played the F1 game. But in comparison to the Haas and the My Team car, it certainly does feel a little bit weird, though. But lining up then at the rear of the field here at the Hungaroring, we've got 18 laps ahead of us. Let me know down in the comments below where you think we'll finish in this one today. 5 red lights, and it is going to be a very long, not a long hold at all there, sorry. Lights out, and away we go. And rather unsurprisingly, starting on the harder tyres, we're not going to get a run down towards turn 1, but not getting a good start saved Sebastian last year as everyone barrels down into the first corner. We're going to try and around the outside of our teammates. Oh, you can see contact between Mick Schumacher there and Yuki Tsunoda. Both Aston Martins going backwards off the start, as we're going to try and go around the outside of our teammate Lance Stroll. Just no grip at the start of this race. Of course, it's well documented already how interesting, I think, is the word we're going to use, the new patches at the inside of Sir Lance at turn 4. Oh, I got a little bit nip and tuck there, but luckily Lance Stroll backs out of that one, and we do make it through in one piece there. But you can see, oh, everyone trying to make moves work as I try to look around the outside of Latifi, who slams the door through the second part of the chicane there. But yeah, opening lap hasn't been the best start in the world for us. I guess it's good, of course, that Lance, you know, our teammate, if we want to box at the same time now, I'm not too worried about pitting on the same lap as him as long as I'm ahead of him. So we just try and navigate our way through the final couple of corners. Here goes Lancelot up the inside. Again, very, very close to contact there between the two Aston Martins. You can see 2 by 2 just in front of us as we round our way through the final couple of corners there. But you can just see a gaggle of what, like 7 cars have made it through there. Max Verstappen still leads the way at the end of lap 1. But then from there on back, it's a huge train. I'm guessing it's Bottas and Lando Norris disputing about P8, P9 in this Grand Prix as Zhou Guanyu has a look up the inside of Yuki Tsunoda. It's all kicking off early on here as it is just the medium runners getting shuffled back. And the Constantina run up is kind of crazy early on here at the Hungaroring, so we're going to send it up the inside of Nicholas Latifi, giving the room through the second part there, but Latifi doesn't want anything to do with it, so we will now inherit P18 then in this Grand Prix. But yeah, like I've said many times before, the Hungaroring not a track that really suits myself either there as well. Just try and keep it tidy out through the S section. Yeah, really just have never gone on well with this circuit. Don't enjoy it particularly either. Just has got no flow in my personal opinion. But yeah, as we ran through the final couple of corners, Verstappen trying to build up a lead at the front of the field. If he wins today, or this weekend even, I think psychologically that basically is his second World Championship on the board. But here goes Yuki Tsunoda back on Zhou Guanyu there. Oh, Zhou Guanyu perhaps taking inspiration from Michael Schumacher with that defensive play in towards the first corner. And Tsunoda can't do anything in that situation and has to settle still for P17. Already feel like we're trying to just hang on to Tsunoda and Zhou Guanyu early on in this race. I mean, I'm not expecting this track to be particularly favourable for Aston Martin this weekend, but yeah, just really just feel like we're able to hang on. I've always found the AI to be incredibly OP through the final sector around here, and it then just means you can't get close for what is really the only big overtaking opportunity on this track, which of course is the not even particularly long run back down towards turn 1 there. But you know, again, we got to try and think bigger picture here. You know, we are on the harder tyres at the moment. I know so is Zhou Guanyu and Yuki Tsunoda, but you know, when we do make the switch, big wobble there. You know, it might be worth coming in sort of lap 8, lap 9, really early onto a set of softs, just been trying to undercut, and then park the bus later on. Oh, we got a couple of cars side by side as we start lap 7 here. I think that is Pierre Gasly and I think Alex Albon, I want to say there. I think Gasly has made the move work as well. There goes. I think that was Mick Schumacher. Tsunoda with issues as well, and so we are definitely going to peel in at the end of this lap, go really early onto a set of the soft compound tyres here and try and just undercut our way past this whole gaggle of cars. It's going to be one of those tracks that either works out really nicely or really screws us later on in the afternoon, but the tyre wear has not been bad on the mediums. I know obviously the softs will be a fair amount worse, but kind of just got to throw caution to the wind in a race like this and pray that we can make a good call, because that's going to be the only way we can get closest, you know, those McLarens. Valtteri Bottas, I'm guessing, yeah, must be Bottas, and of course Esteban Ocon. So we have got, actually, a lot of the AI then, perhaps into the pits a little bit earlier than I was expecting. So, whoa, that was a bit scary. On the way into the pit lane there, we just about hung on to it. Make sure we get the car slowed down nice and tidy on the way through as well there. But yeah, Nicholas Latifi not far behind us either. Can we get a good, clean, tidy stop? Yeah, really have not done the best way into the pit lane. 2.3 though, that's not too shabby. And yeah, now we should be one of the quickest cars on track, but we've still got a big, big gap to try and close back up. As there's K-Mag, who was ahead of this gaggle of cars. Let's see if we can close it to him before they all box. A few more cars into the pits, just one that later. So everyone here is really trying to throw some different strategies into it today, as the gap to K-Mag has come down slightly, but certainly not by as much as I would have wanted to. There's Mick Schumacher and Alex Albon heading back out of the pits. Of course, they're going to be on cold rubber and harder rubber, so we've got to make the moves happen now or never here, as Mick Schumacher still going to have the DRS off Alex Albon in front of him. That's just going to give him a bit of safety as we head down through turn 2 there. We can see we are all over the back of the Haas car here, and we've got to go for it. Mick Schumacher, of course, the man we are really mentoring, racing as Sebastian Vettel up the inside at turn 4. No chance there at all. Luckily, we backed out of that one. Mick Schumacher absolutely having none of that through that corner, and all I'm seeing now is this opportunity slowly eroding, wasting away, because now as these guys get their tyres up to temperature, we just get a bit of the dirty air again, and this Aston Martin just doesn't sit nicely through these quick changes of direction. It is really not the car for this track, I'm afraid, but we'll still have the chance when we get the DRS. And out off the final corner then, trying to activate the DRS, get a little bit closer to Mick Schumacher here. It's not going to happen by the time we get back down towards turn 1. You can see he was a little bit earlier on the brakes there, perhaps worried about running into the back of Alex Albon, but we just can't sit close enough. We're trying to drain the battery and see if we can just get any more opportunities, but it really does feel like Seb's entire Aston Martin story is pretty much being played out at the moment of just struggling around cars. You feel you can certainly be quicker out there as we get a nice run through turn 4. Really attack the curbs that time round, but still, oh, this Aston Martin, I'm not surprised he wants to retire. This Aston Martin is not fun. There we go, handful of cars into the pit lane. I guess the only saving grace will be if we get a jump on the likes of Zhou Guanyu and Yuki Tsunoda there as we head out the final corner. I think we are going to get the jump, so that's reassuring then. At least we've done something in this Grand Prix as Mick Schumacher. Oh, I've absolutely sent it on Mick Schumacher. They're down in turn 1. The absolute audacity to go for a move like that, but it had to be done at some point. And now up at a P16 of the Grand Prix. At least that's put a bit of a smile back on my face there. A cheeky little send. Of course, Albon at Williams, definitely a slower car than the Haas. Oh, don't say Mick Schumacher's going to be able to come back at me as we head up the hill. Luckily, we've just about got enough top-end speed there to take a little bit of curb on the exit of 4 there. But yeah, surely Albon, of course, he'll have no DRS either to defend himself. Maybe we'll get an opportunity to try and get close, as that was the cheekiest of sends on young Mick Schumacher. And fair play to him for spotting me. Does mean we must have just appeared in his right-hand mirror. There we go, end of that lap. Sir Lance into the pit lane. Don't know if there's anyone else still that we might be able to jump, apart from obviously Albon just in front of me. There, I think, is Pierre Gasly heading back out of the pit lane. So this could be quite close on exit. Well, he's going to be very close on exit with Pierre Gasly, who again, obviously, is going to have cold rubber there. Got to make sure we get ahead of the Alpha Tauri, but he's going to be very, very fast in the dying stages of this Grand Prix. Perhaps to help us, we could try and put a Williams between myself and him. Oh, I mean, look at the grip Gasly's got as we head out of the final corner there. Just a tiny bit of understeer. It's still going to be drag racing him as we head back down towards turn 1. But look at the straight line speed of that Alpha Tauri. I'm not really sure I'm going to be able to do much here. If we can try and stay ahead of him, though, that'd be quite nice. No, I don't even think we're really going to get a look in. We're going to try and use some battery actually off the exit side by side. With Pierre we go. All this is doing is giving Albon a chance to try and run away here as we'll try and give him the space. Do the old up and under. Or not.
Okay, that was a nasty hit.
Might have got a bit optimistic on the loud pedal there. I think, you know, Sebastian, we might redo that one. Let's resume the action. You know, I always say, oh, bye Gasly. we'll definitely take that one then, as Pierre now, well, even Mick Schumacher might be able to sneak by as well there. I've always said, you know, if I do use rewinds, I try to make it very clear, and I think that certainly makes it clear enough. But 5 laps to go here in this Grand Prix. Definitely did not want to finish Sebastian Vettel's last Hungarian Grand Prix in the shadow round, but yeah, we'll keep going. But I feel like we're going to be focusing on our mirrors to the checkered flag.
Just focus on the driving.
I mean, to be fair, it really hasn't taken Pierre Gasly long before he's all over my gearbox once again here. As I must have made just a little bit of a mistake there out of the final turn. There goes Mick Schumacher trying to have a look around the outside. So once again, we might just be able to give ourselves a little bit of breathing room from Pierre, but I don't think he's really going to give Mick much of a chance on the outside. No, Mick Schumacher's done it. Fantastic move from the Haas man. I mean, we're not even battling for points here, but it is a good fun little battle between Pierre, myself, and Mick Schumacher. But what can we do late on in this Hungarian Grand Prix? It's only P14, but we can hang on. It worries me. This is a dub. Like I said, this video has really shown me why Seb probably doesn't want to re-sign for Aston Martin. This is not a great craft. And in the final corner then, about to start the last lap of the Hungarian Grand Prix, the tyre wear warning light is now on. And Mick Schumacher and Pierre Gasly, look at that side by side as they head back down towards turn 1. Both want to try and make a move work on myself there. As there goes Mick up the inside down at turn 1. I don't think it's really the move he had in mind. To be fair, so we'll try and put the power down on the exit of the corner. But Mick Schumacher trying to battle back, try and claim 2 places in 1 as we head through turn 3 there. And look at that, he's done it clean around the outside through the second corner there. So Mick Schumacher will now move back up into P15 of the Hungarian Grand Prix there. We have to second guess ourselves through turn 4. Max Verstappen fastest lap as he comes through to win here at the Hungarian ring, but we're just all over the show. The tyres are gone, the car's useless. Poor old Sebastian Vettel. This is not quite the send-off I had in mind here at the Hungarian ring, but I'm sure I'll do a couple more of these last question mark challenges before the season's out, racing in the green machine here. But rounding through the final few corners of this Hungarian GP, it was never an easy track to overtake on, and to be honest, a lot of the moves we made today were just through taking a bizarro strategy and trying to make it work there. As Pierre Gasly trying to look around the outside, you can see just how much the front tyres are graining though as we head through the final couple of turns. Mick Schumacher will come through in P14, but rounding the final corner, here comes Pierre Gasly. Come on, we've got to hang on, we're not going to, it's only P16.
Pick up rubber and bring it home.
There'll be smiles at the factory after that one. A great race and a real team performance to take victory here in Hungary. Natalie Pinkham, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
I think it was clear what the main contributing factor out of the track was: speed. It sounds like an awfully reductive statement, but fast cars win races, and we saw that today with our winner.
Here come today's winners. The team at Red Bull have done a phenomenal job recently, and it's clear to see that they've put in the work, and they should be so proud of the victory they've secured here. So then, Natalie Pinkham, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
Well, it's absolutely got to be Alexander Albon, no hesitation. He put in a performance today that's only going to build further on his already growing reputation.
Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Well, there we are then, the end of the Hungarian Grand Prix. Then a dominant display by Max Verstappen. Pole position, fastest lap, race victory, 26 points on the board. Ferrari title hopes completely in tatters there. Hamilton comes through for P2 around one of his best tracks in Formula 1 ahead of Charles Leclerc and George Russell there, with Perez, Sainz, Alonso, Bottas and both McLarens rounding out the top 10. We could only muster up P16 in the end there, but we were P14 going on to the final lap. That would have been a fairly respectable result, I think, when all is said and done. But thank you all so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed it, please do make sure you leave a like and get yourself subscribed. And we'll be back very, very soon with more F1 22 content. Before we jump into that, though, I just wanted to let you know of a brilliant competition going on hosted by Imperium Experiences. Have you ever wanted to attend the Italian Grand Prix? Yes, the home of Ferrari, the Temple of Speed, and of course the mighty Tifosi. Imperium Experiences are offering you the chance to win 2 tickets for the weekend and a 3-night stay at a 4-star hotel. All you have to do is enter their competition on their site linked down below in the description or my bio, and you could be off out to Monza. The competition is limited to just 900 inches, however, and closes on the 6th of August, so make sure if you want to get involved to do it as soon as possible. Currently, they're also offering an extra promotion where if you buy 2 entries, you get a third completely free, increasing your chances to win at an incredibly cheap price. They even have a handy guide on their site on how to enter, so I would definitely recommend checking it out, and a massive thank you to them for sponsoring this video. None of these videos would be possible without the help of our channel members, so a massive thank you to all of the names you see on your screens currently for helping support the channel. You can join them by clicking the join button down below, and yeah, thank you once again to everyone that continues all the insane support on my work.